Hi everyone, Jess here, and today I'm joined with Rogier Van Enk. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So you're speaking this week about the changing world of retail.
Right.
How do you think the landscape will differ from today, and what are the greatest challenges we have to overcome to get to this?
Yeah, I'll start with your last question. So I think the greatest challenge to overcome is ourselves. It's internal processes, it's change resistance, it's changing processes that we've lived with as airlines and suppliers and everyone around the ecosystem for decades, and changing those is difficult. And so changing ourselves is going to be key. But once we do, I think there's huge opportunity in this space. I mentioned today in my fireside chat that there's 3 areas that I think there will be a lot of changes coming, or kind of improvements for airlines. It's around generating more revenue, getting more customers to buy ancillaries, able to optimize the way you fill your aircraft, etc. So more revenue. The second is increasing customer experience. We see customers that engage with this new technology have an NPS that's typically 10 points higher than if they don't engage with this new technology. And then the third is cost saving. Automation, everything else is going to be possible with new technology. It's a very exciting time for us.
Fantastic. And thinking about the loyalty aspect specifically now, how are we seeing this change shape as the world evolves, and how are you keeping pace with passenger expectations?
I think what we're seeing is a transformation from frequent flyer programs to loyalty programs. There are some capacity constraints out there in the market. It's different globally, but there are capacity constraints. Airlines, there's a sustainability angle to this all. I think airlines are focused on making money outside of flying much more and more and more. And the loyalty program is a very exciting place to do that. You can generate cash without flying, basically. Airline co-brand cards are a good example of that. So I think there will be a huge amount of energy put into changing loyalty programs and changing from frequent flyer to general loyalty programs. I think we're seeing some of that happen already. Finnair recently joined the Avios ecosystem. We adopted the Avios as a loyalty currency, basically. We haven't changed the loyalty program, but now Finnair Plus members will use Avios, and then they can redeem it on British Airways and everywhere else. They're kind of able to do that before, but we make it much easier for them and much simpler for them. And we think that by making the currency more liquid, as a kind of a banking term or financial services term, it will increase the relevancy. It will be great for the industry.
Fantastic. And you mentioned this shift away from frequent flyer towards loyalty programs. Are we seeing any generational divides in what passengers want?
We're seeing generational divides and geographical divides. So I think the stereotypical answer to this would be the new generation is more used to digital tools, like people my generation were more used to VCRs and etc. So we'll see that continue to progress, and I think airlines and the wider industry needs to adapt to this. I think it's an industry problem, travel and hospitality thing. Hotels are adopting, car rental company, everyone is adopting to kind of this new style where things are much easier. I recently went to a hotel and they had a digital key, so I think this is not a necessarily new innovation, but the first time I really experienced it end to end. And it was very nice to have to kind of skip the check-in at the desk. So we'll see airlines do quite similar things. There will be a lot more self-service coming, a lot more automation, a lot more innovation, but there will be personalized servicing depending if the customer wants that. So you'll see that high-end personalized servicing also happen at the same time.
Fantastic. You said that the stereotypical answer is around digital tools and generational divides. Are
Yes.
there anything more surprising that we're seeing in the area?
No, I think one thing that keeps playing in the background is consolidation still. So we're going to see bigger airline groups, bigger hotel companies, and they're going to, and we see other digital companies like Amazon, Netflix, etc. And they are, I think we'll see a lot of crossbreeding of different features and things like that. And customers are going to get used to how Netflix works, how others works, and then they will expect the same thing from airlines and other retailers. So we'll see that more and more come, and airlines will be more specific in what they pick. Geographically, I think we'll see, in Asia, you typically see a bit more luxury airlines. In Europe, there's less consolidation, but it's happening, a bit more value-based. So it will be different depending on where you are, but change is constant, basically, for the space also.
And as we look to 2025, what are going to be your strategic priorities for the coming year?
Yeah, so for us, very much is the retailing transformation for the next year or two. Changing our loyalty program is another one. But overarching all of this is a very strong customer focus. We want to be very customer-centric. We want to make sure that we do what customers want to do. We believe by doing that, customers are more willing to spend with us, and I think that will generate then something at the bottom line. I mentioned earlier, customers that book through our digital experience tend to have a higher NPS, so we're very proud of that, but we also need to nurture it and maybe strengthen it. So that will be a key focus for us. So making sure we do what's in the best interest of the customer.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing your insights today.
Thank you.